Devi Dasi Mataji. It is an honor to introduce our speaker. She is the one who bridges professional expertise and spiritual wisdom. Sri Devi Dasi holds a PhD in marriage and license therapy, marriage and family therapy, excuse me, and is a licensed marriage and family therapist and consultant relationship specialist. Before her work in mental health, she practiced medicine, specifically pediatrics and neonatology in India. A disciple of His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj and a practitioner of Krishna consciousness for nearly 25 years. Sri Devi Dasi offers a holistic approach to relationships, combining psychological insights and spiritual principles. She is a member of the Grihastha Vision team, has given seminars at the Mayapur Institute, and travels extensively, sharing her wisdom on cultivating healthy relationships. It's a privilege to have her here discuss today family life and relationships, and also she's going to enlighten us with Bhagavad Gita, verse chapter 1 and verse, I believe, 26 onwards. A warm welcome to you, Mataji, and whenever you're ready, please take over the call. And Prabhuji, can you start recording, please?
Started,
Yes,
Mataji.
it's already
Okay.
started.
Okay, since Mataji is joining for the first time, we will welcome her with three Hari Bols.
Hari,
Hari Bol.
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 Welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you so much. And
Thank you for,
yeah, I think 1.25.
yes.
Sure. Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me on this call. My humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So my name is Sri Devi Dasi, just small, short and simple. and thank you very much, Padmini Radha, for the introduction. I had the privilege of meeting several of you at her home just recently on Thursday, where I met Sham Rasika Mataji, as well as the family of Padmini Radha, as well as many other devotees. And it was really wonderful to see how nicely all of you young people are taking up this mission of Krishna consciousness. It's very inspiring and very encouraging to me. So I thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you this time in this yatra, though it's short. Maybe next time around, next year, I will be able to meet more of you and offer more programs, but I'm just happy to do what I can do right now. Then Shamarasika Matiji invited me to come online for this morning class. And the verse I was given is Bhagavad Gita 125. So because it's the very first chapter, I thought I will speak on this topic in three different aspects. Just first about the Bhagavad Gita itself, then maybe some quotes about Srila Prabhupada's on this particular verse, and the verse itself, and just a wrapping up after that. So let's begin with the Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Just before I begin, can you please tell me how much time this class will run, including questions and answers?
Mataji, we typically go until 8:10. Shamrasika Mataji, correct me, and then we take question answers.
Acha. So 8:10 and then question answer.
Is that right, Mataji, or should we?
Or we wrap up by 8:10?
That should be fine, Mataji.
Okay.
Up to 8 is fine. And then
Question.
20 minutes question answer. Yes.
Okay, got it.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so that gives me an idea of the timings. So the Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Lord Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but the Bhagavad Gita itself comes in Mahabharata, which is an itihasa, which is the chronicling of the reign of various rulers of Bharat, which was the world. The whole world was Bharatvarsha. And when Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, it was on the brink of a war, and a very big and very ferocious as well as huge war in which millions of soldiers were going to be engaged. Now, the background is Arjuna is being asked to fight this war, which he actually doesn't want to fight. Being a very compassionate, soft-hearted Vaishnav, he doesn't want to fight this war. So let's see what happens. Okay, we will go into the verse, we will read the verse, and then we will offer prayers, and then we will speak a little bit by your mercy and blessings, which I humbly request for, so that I may be empowered to speak something truthful, beneficial, and pleasing to the Vaishnavas, Guru, and Krishna. So, do I share the screen, Mataji, or what is the procedure?
Yeah, look, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, I will make you host one.
Okay. So then I can share the screen and then speak on the verse.
You joined as which name, Mataji?
Sridevi Dasi.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yes, you are the co-host, Mataji. You can share, please.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
This way everyone can see the verse that we are going to speak on. So this is Bhagavad Gita 125. Bhishma Drona Pramukhata Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashyaitan Samavetan Kurun iti. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, "Just behold, Parth, all the Kurus assembled here." Purport. As the super soul of all living entities, Lord Krishna could understand what was going on in the mind of Arjuna. The use of the word Rishikesh in this connection indicates that he knew everything. And the word Partha, meaning the son of Pritha or Kunti, is also similarly significant in reference to Arjuna. As a friend, he wanted to inform Arjuna that because Arjuna was the son of Pritha, the sister of his own father Vasudev, he had agreed to be the charioteer of Arjuna. Now, what did Krishna mean when he told Arjuna to behold the Kurus? Did Arjuna want to stop there and not fight? Krishna never expected such things from the son of his aunt Pritha. The mind of Arjuna was thus predicted by the Lord in friendly joking. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada has given us Bhagavad Gita as it is, not as I think, as you think, as she says, as he says, as that one interprets, as this one interprets. Srila Prabhupada, when he came to America, he said, At least 600 to 700 editions of Bhagavad Gita were there at that time. And now who knows how many more. So many speculators, philosophers have written so many things, but not even one person became devotee. But when Srila Prabhupada came to the Western world and gave this Bhagavad Gita, hundreds and thousands of people were moved to join this movement. So what's the difference? The difference is this is coming in parampara, in disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajar shayo vidu. Huh? When it is coming from Lord Krishna himself in the pure way, that means it is given by the pure devotees. Nothing is changed. Nothing is changed. And therefore the message is coming through as it is. Therefore Prabhupada called it Bhagavad Gita as it is, because it's a very important literature. It's a transcendental literature spoken by Krishna himself. As we spoke, this was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and Krishna is giving Arjuna the way to conduct himself. This is our GPS for life. When we go from one place to another, we put in the directions and we ask GPS, now take me there. But what is the GPS for life? How do we get to the destination? First and foremost, do we know the destination? There are millions and billions of people on the face of this earth, and they have no idea of the goal of human life. None. Because they are in the darkness of ignorance, thinking, I am this body. I am American, I am Vietnamese, I am Korean, I am Japanese, I am German, I am Australian, I am New Zealander, I am man, I am woman, I am doctor, I am engineer. All these things are going on. But Srila Prabhupada gave clear understanding. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. So what is the meaning of this? It means we are nothing but eternally servant of Krishna. That is our eternal identity. And I'm going to read to you the translation, which is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 19, verse 170. This particular verse which I just quoted. Bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of the senses. Let me share that with you so that you can also see it. Second. There we go. Bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of all the senses. This is the meaning of the word Rishikesh. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and one's senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. So Rishikena Rishikesha. So we think that this is my body, this is my mind, these are my senses, this is my house, this is my bank balance, this is my wife, this is my child, this is my, and this is all Maya. Why? Because none of these things belong to us. They belong to Krishna. Every single thing on this earth and also everywhere else, this material universe is just 1/4 of the creation. The rest 3/4 being the spiritual world. Krishna himself declares, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. And who has given us this knowledge? Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is the pure emissary of the Lord, the Senapati Bhakt of Lord Chaitanya, who has come to give the knowledge of how to go back home, back to Godhead, which is the purpose of human form of life. This human life comes after many, many, many births, up and down in various species, even in various planets. And finally, having come to this human form of life, we are asked to make our life successful. Janma adasya jataha. What is the meaning of make your life successful? Does it mean becoming CEO of a Fortune 500 company, becoming the president of America, or head of the UNO, or this or that or that? You may be all those things. We have no quarrel against material opulence, but it must be used in service to Krishna. Just as all our senses belong to Krishna, all our opulence belongs to Krishna because he has given it to us. Where does it come from? So it has all come from Krishna. It belongs to Krishna and therefore must be used in service to Krishna. Bhuktaram yagatapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam nyatvam mam shantim richati. This is the peace formula, which is sorely lacking in the present world because the darkness of ignorance is overwhelming in Kali Yuga. This is the most degraded of the ages. This is only 432,000 years, but before this we had Dwapar Yuga, we had Treta Yuga, we had Satya Yuga. Satya Yuga is, I think, 4 times 432. So 1,728,000 years. Then we have Treta Yuga, which is 1,296,000 years, 3 times Kali Yuga. Dwapar Yuga, which is double of Kali Yuga, which is 864,000 years. And now we have this Kali Yuga, which is the shortest, 432,000 years, of which 5,000 years have gone. So when did Krishna speak the Bhagavad Gita? He re-spoke it 5,000 years ago to Arjuna. But before that, he had spoken to Vivaswan, the sun god. Sun god spoke of it to his son Manu. Then Manu gave it to Ikshvaku and so on. So going by that, the Gita is actually more than 120 million years old. And about 2 million years ago, Vivaswan spoke this Bhagavad Gita to Manu, Ikshvaku, and so on down the line. So why did Krishna speak it again? Because the science as it is appears to be lost. Remember, we spoke that Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajasho Yo Vidu. This comes on the disciplic succession. Because the disciplic succession was broken, Lord Krishna again spoke the Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now coming to the scene of Kurukshetra battle. What has happened? All the Kurus have gathered to fight against the Pandavas. The Pandavas tried every means to avoid war. They were even willing to accept 5 villages because being Kshatriyas, their natural dharmic tendency as well as propensity is to rule. That is their dharma. But what did Duryodhan say very arrogantly? I will not give them enough land in which to drive a pin. This was Duryodhana's arrogance. And even Krishna went as an emissary to persuade Duryodhana. But Duryodhana would not be persuaded. He was blinded by believing in his own power, and he had so much arrogance because he was a very mighty warrior himself, and he had very mighty warriors, especially Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and the whole Kuru army. And he thought, oh, these Pandavas, what they can do? They are nothing. He had only 7 Akshauhini soldiers, while the Kuru army was 11 Akshauhini soldiers, almost 1.5 times. A very huge army. So Duryodhana thought, I can win this war. I can easily defeat them. What he didn't realize was Krishna was there. And that makes the difference, right? Wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Arjuna, what is that verse? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Tatra Partha Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shirir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there's Krishna, the master of all mystics, wherever there's Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will always be, there will certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. So when there is Krishna and his devotee, there is no question of defeat. Duryodhana did not know that. And Arjun, being a very soft-hearted Vaishnav, he looked at the battlefield and saw all his relatives. And he said, Govinda, I shall not fight. The Gandiva bow is slipping from my hands. My skin is burning. My body seems to be on fire. And my mouth is drying up. And I'm quivering all over. In other words, poor Arjuna was having a huge panic attack because thinking, how can I kill all these people? They are my folks. They are mine. They are related to me. I have grown up with them. I have revered some of them. Some of them are my teachers. How can I kill these people even though they are willing to kill me? This is a Vaishnava, very soft-hearted. And then Krishna spoke the words of the Bhagavad Gita to dispel the darkness of illusion. Actually, Arjuna was put into illusion so that the Bhagavad Gita would be spoken for all of us. And then Krishna declares, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, and never in the future shall we cease to be. In other words, he speaks of the eternality of the soul. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. What is the meaning of that? For the soul, there is neither birth nor death. It is ever existing, eternal, primeval, and is not slain when the body is slain. That very famous verse, 220, I believe. Is that 220? Yeah, I think so. Na mriyate, na jayate mriyate va kadachin, nayam bhutva na bhavita na bhuyaha, ajo shashvato yam purano, na hanyate hanyamare sharire. So Krishna starts speaking, saying, what are you lamenting for? The soul can never be killed. It cannot be cut by any weapon. It cannot be destroyed by fire. It cannot be moistened by the water. It cannot be withered by the wind. So even if all these people are killed, they will get fresh new bodies. Besides, I want this war to re-establish dharma. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha duskritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I am here to re-establish the principles of religion, and I want the righteous, that is you, to rule. With the exception of you 5 Pandavas, everybody is going to be slain on this battlefield, and you can simply be an instrument. Nimitta matram. You can simply be an instrument for my will to be carried out. And remember, God's will can never be superseded or overruled, because what Krishna wants, Krishna gets. He's the Supreme Lord. That's why Srila Prabhupada coined the term Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom all the emanations come. Anadir Adir Govindam Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna is unlimited, his incarnations are unlimited, but this time he came as himself, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his beautiful two-handed form, which is completely transcendental. So that is why the Bhagavad Gita becomes very important for human society, because it is spoken by Krishna himself, the Lord himself. Now in India, you will find for millions of years, Bhagavad Gita has been there. But due to the influence of Kali Yuga, many people just keep the Gita. You tell, yes, I have Gita. Do you read it? No, it is kept nicely in velvet on a shelf inside my house. Who reads it? My nanny used to read. I remember she would open the book when I was small and she would read. But I don't know anything. This is the condition of present day India. Nobody knows anything of spiritual life, practically speaking. But still, because India is the land of spiritual knowledge, still there is some piety and still there is some trying at least to hold up some Vedic dharma, even though the situation has become very, very degraded due to the influence of Kali. Prabhupada said, a dead elephant still has some value. So Vedic dharma is almost tottering on its last legs. But thanks to this Hare Krishna movement that Srila Prabhupada started, there's a great revival of Vaishnavism all over the world. And especially those who are born in the holy land of India have a very great and very special responsibility. Bharat bhumite manushya janma hoilo jar, janma sarthak kari karo paropkar. Those who have taken human form of life in the holy land of India, make your life successful and help others make their life successful. Which means what? Give them Krishna consciousness. Help them to understand you're not this body, my dear sir. You're eternal spirit soul. And your only identity is loving servitorship of Krishna. So here, Krishna is saying that, my dear Arjuna, behold this battlefield, behold all the Kurus, because he is all-knowing, he's all-powerful, he's all-seeing, all-hearing, all knowledge, all wisdom, all beauty, all strength, all renunciation, and completely famous, because he is Bhagavan. He knows what Arjuna is thinking. He knows already what Arjuna is going to speak. But he allows him to speak all the things that, you will hear in subsequent verses, where Arjuna is putting so many arguments. No, I will not fight. This is the reason women will be polluted when their husbands are slain. What will happen to the widows and children? All very legitimate. You may say very, very cogent, objections. And then Krishna slays with the weapon of knowledge all the darkness that is clouding Arjun's mind. And that is why the Bhagavad Gita is very important for us to read, because it helps us to get out of the darkness of ignorance. In the introduction itself, Srila Prabhupada declared, and I'm going to read. The Bhagavad Gita introduction itself is a very powerful chapter in the, not chapter, the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita. In conclusion, Bhagavad Gita is a transcendental literature which one should read very carefully. Gita Shastram idam punyam ya patet prayatapuman. If one properly follows the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, one can be freed from all the miseries and anxieties of life. Bhaya shokadi varjitaha. One will be freed from all fears in this life, and one's next life will be spiritual. This is Gita Mahatmya. Gita Mahatmya 2. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon it. And then Bhagavad Gita 3. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in the water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. See how powerful reading Bhagavad Gita is. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities, it is not possible for them to read all Vedic literature. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice, because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures, and especially because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gita Mahatmya 5. One who drinks the water of Ganges attains salvation. What to speak of one who drinks nectar of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is the essential nectar of Mahabharata. It is spoken by Lord Krishna himself, the original Vishnu. Gita Upanishad is the essence of all Upanishads, is just like a cow. And Lord Krishna, who is famous as a cowherd boy, is milking this cow. Arjun is like a calf. And learned scholars and pure devotees are to drink the nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita. And then finally, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam, Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva, Eko Mantras Tasya Namani Yani, Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. In this present day, people are very much eager to have one scripture, one God, one religion, one occupation. Therefore, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam, let there be one scripture only for the whole world, Bhagavad Gita. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva, let there be one God for the whole world, Sri Krishna. Eko Mantras Tasya Namani, one hymn, one mantra, one prayer, the chanting of his name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. See how clearly everything is being delineated for us. Because we are so fallen in this age of Kali, it's very hard for us to understand anything of transcendental knowledge or spiritual knowledge. But Prabhupada has made it so easy and so simple. And this is coming in parampara. It is coming down through the ages from the age-old saints. Even Adi Shankaracharya, who is a monist and impersonalist, even he said, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudhamate. He said like this. And in that particular song, there is one particular verse glorifying Gita. It goes like this. Bhagavad Gita Kinchitadhita Ganga Jala Kanika Pita Saridapiyena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasyaya Menana Charcha Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate. So the whole program is to come to Krishna consciousness, to worship Krishna, chant Krishna's name, glorify Krishna, speak about Krishna. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Wherever you go, whomever you meet, speak about Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya, the Yuga avatar for this age of Kali, is teaching the same thing. Lord Chaitanya is going everywhere singing the glories of Krishna. Bhaja Gaurango, kaho Gaurango, lahu Gaurangera naam re. Je jana Gauranga bhaje, se hoy amara pran re. Bhaj Gaurango, kaho Gaurango, lahu Gaurangera naam re. So Krishna, when he came, he made this condition. First, you surrender unto me. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. And Prabhupada writes, do not hesitate, do not worry. But later on he thought, after he went back, that people in this age of Kali, you can't expect them to do anything. They're so fallen, they will not listen to me even. So let me come as my own devotee and teach them the path of devotional service by my own example. And he didn't make any conditions. He didn't ask for anything. He simply said, take this holy name, chant, dance in ecstasy, take prasadam, do little seva, make your life successful, come back to me. My dear spirit soul, I want nothing more than for you to be eternally happy with me in the spiritual kingdom of God. And so he has made it very simple. Simply chant Hare Krishna, engage in devotional service, take only Krishna prasadam, make your life successful. And this is what Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, surrender to me, come back to me. All the great sages and saints have come with this program only to teach us how to go back home, back to Godhead, because this is not our home. This material world is a prison house. We are constantly trying to use the senses to enjoy this material world, but we are simply falling flat on our face. Flat. So therefore, the man of intelligence thinks, where is permanent happiness? Where is eternal life? Why should I keep suffering all the time? Why should I go through this repeated birth, death, disease, old age? And then he comes to real knowledge by the mercy of the pure devotee. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lada Beej. And then he surrenders and says, no, my dear Lord, I don't want to do this again and again and again. I want to exert some intelligence and go for that which is permanent. And that comes, spiritual happiness comes on the spiritual platform, and material happiness, being temporary, can never satisfy us because we are spiritual beings. I'm going to read that verse 522, in which it says, the intelligent man does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. So the wise man does not delight in them. So, yahi samsparsha jabhoga dukkha yonaya evate adi antavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddhaha. I just spoke the translation. Material sense pleasures are due to contact of material senses, which are all temporary because the body itself is temporary. A liberated soul is not interested in anything which is temporary. Knowing well the joys of transcendental pleasure, how can a liberated soul agree to enjoy false pleasure? So by surrendering to Krishna, who is Rishikesh, the master of the senses, and engaging our senses in giving pleasure to Krishna's senses, then we actually enjoy. Who doesn't want enjoyment? Who doesn't want happiness? Do we wake up in the morning saying, today I'm going to wake up and be miserable? No, of course not. Anandamayo Bhyasa is the nature of the soul to seek enjoyment, to seek happiness. But that can only come on the spiritual platform. So therefore, this Hare Krishna movement has come to benedict the whole world. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So this is the only path which will make us fearless, peaceful, totally happy, completely blissful, and in the end, we will go back home, back to Godhead, back to Krishna. So thank you all very much. I finished a couple of minutes before time, so we have more time for questions and answers, which is the part which I love. So thank you for listening patiently. I hope you got something out of it so that we can have a nice discussion. My obeisances to everyone. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Can open up for questions, comments, discussions, corrections.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Geeta. Thank you so much for this, very, very unique and beautiful class. I learned a lot today. And I wanted to ask you, Mataji, you mentioned that Bhagavad Gita was written before, even in before Kurukshetra as well, right?
Yes, spoken, yes.
Spoken. So, I mean, in a different setting, of course. So then, because we only know, about Arjun and Lord Krishna. So, in how was that written, the previous one, in a
Very
different
good
setting?
question.
Huh?
Very nice question. Let me take you to chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita, where we'll share the screen with you so you can see for yourself. Okay, let's see. Can everyone see? Arjuna
Yes.
just
Yes.
asked, how can I know that you spoke this Bhagavad Gita to the sun god? Huh? So then Krishna is answering. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manur ikshvakave bravit. Huh? Lord Krishna said, I instructed these imperishable signs of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan. Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. And here, Srila Prabhupada, okay, can you see here? In the Mahabharata Shanti Parva, so and so number, we can trace out the history of Gita as follows. Treta yugadau cha tato vivaswan manave dadau manuscha loka bhrityartham suta ikshvakave dadau ikshvakuna cha kadito vyapya lokan avastitaha. And here we go. In the beginning of the millennium known as Treta Yuga, the science of the relationship with the Supreme was delivered by Vivaswan to Manu. Manu, being the father of mankind, gave it to his son Maharaj Ikshvaku, the king of this earth planet, and the forefather of the Raghu dynasty in which Lord Ramchandra appeared. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita existed in human society from the time of Maharaj Ikshvaku. At the present moment, we have just passed through 5,000 years of Kali Yuga, which lasts for 32,000 years. Therefore, before this there was Dwapar Yuga, before this there was Treta Yuga. Thus, some 2,005,000 years ago, Manu spoke Bhagavad Gita to his disciple and son Maharaj Ikshvaku. The current age of Manu is calculated to last 305,300,000 years, of which 120,400,000 years have passed. Accepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by the Lord to his disciple, the sun god Vivasvan, a rough estimate is that the Gita was spoken at least 120,400,000 years ago. And in human society, it has been extant for 2 million years. It was re-spoken by the Lord again to Arjuna about 5,000 years ago. So that gives complete clarity on the longevity, how long back Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Is that all right?
Yes, Mataji. So was. I'm just wondering because different yugas would have had a different need, right? I mean, like Kali Yuga and Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga. So, but the Bhagavad Gita was the same. I mean, no changes were made at all.
These are the words of Krishna himself.
Yes. So it was as is even that many years ago, and as is 5,000 years ago.
Yes, as it is. It is coming down as it is. As it was spoken by Krishna. And Krishna re-spoke. We don't know whether the Bhagavad Gita was longer in the previous yugas and whether it was because we know that Srimad Bhagavatam is much more than the 18,000 verses and 12 cantos. This is a very short version of Srimad Bhagavatam, but in the heavenly planets, Srimad Bhagavatam is much more voluminous. And so we don't know how big or whether there were more verses, but this is what Krishna spoke. These 700 verses were spoken by Krishna to Arjuna on the battlefield
morning,
of
Vivan.
Kurukshetra 5,000 years ago.
Thank you,
Is that
Mataji. Yes, Hari Krishna.
Ram
Thank you so
Ram.
much.
Nice question. See, we must always have the reference for whatever we are speaking. And this is all coming from Srila Prabhupada's Gita itself. He has given the explanation. Once he was challenged, how long was the Bhagavad Gita spoken? When, while looking hippie, he was challenging. Prabhupada said, "You answer my question first." Then the boy said, "No, I asked. You answer my question first." This was in Vrindavan somewhere. And then a heated argument took place. And then Prabhupada, was very, very heavy. Prabhupada wanted to make it clear that this is not the way to approach a spiritual master. So he used that incident to teach that one must be very humble and very submissive to the pure devotee spiritual master in order to gain transcendental knowledge. This fellow was very challenging, and that attitude will not help. Prabhupada gave that example. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So to approach the pure bona fide spiritual master, we must become very humble and not in a challenging way. So this was what Prabhupada spoke about how long back the Gita was spoken to that young man who was trying to challenge.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandar Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. And, I was just in awe with all the verses that you were reciting and memorizing. On those lines, I had a similar kind of a question. So, Mataji, I'm talking about my personal struggle, right? So I feel that every person, when they come to Krishna consciousness, they have a certain propensity themselves. Like some people like to cook, some people like to clean the temple, some people like to play mridanga, whatever. Some people are very shastrically inclined. They like to read, and they like to memorize verses. So I feel very inspired when I see very learned people, devotees who are very shastrically inclined. But I feel that I do not have that quality at all in me. Right? I know every time I listen to lectures, uh, every time it's said that reading Prabhupada books is very, 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 very important. And I love reading, but I have a feeling that I do not have the intelligence to understand the shastras, or so I feel when it comes to reading, especially scriptures, I hold myself back. I don't take a lot of interest in doing that. And so sometimes I beat myself when I see devotees and when they know their verses by heart. But I don't know, why am I not getting the inspiration to continue reading? So is there anything you can tell me practically that I could do to cultivate the habit of reading, memorizing verses, or things like that?
Very nice question. Yes, we don't have taste for devotional life. We don't have taste for reading. We don't have taste for chanting. We don't have taste for all these things which are actually good for us. Because why? It's like poison. That which is poison in the beginning turns to nectar. So, my dear Padmini Radha, don't give up. Keep going. Even if you read one line, it is beneficial. So we have to start small. We have to start with baby steps. We have to start with something that is easy and simple. I remember the very first book my Guru Maharaj gave me was Prabhupada's Leelamrita abridged version. Have you read Leelamrita?
I had begun the Satsvarupa Goswami Maharaj's
Yeah.
version, right?
Yeah,
The
that is
Ever Well
very,
Wisher.
yeah. Six, there are 6 volumes, each one is very, but if you can get the abridged version, yeah, your Ever Well Wisher, that small, it is so powerful. It is so inspirational. It will really kickstart your curiosity to learn more about Srila Prabhupada as well as to hear him more. Because this is a very powerful personality. He's a combination of 4 acharyas. His chart was read by someone and saying, this personality is very rare. He comes and goes by his own free will. He has no karma. His pen has in it fire, not ink, which will dispel the ignorance, darkness of ignorance of the whole world. This was the prediction of the astrologer. So, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, hearing his lectures, memorizing the verses is actually beneficial for us to cross over this ocean of material existence. Daivihi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. How will we cross the ocean of nations if we are not getting more and more absorbed in Krishna? And one of the ways to get absorbed in Krishna is to hear what his pure devotee has to say of him. So you might like to begin at least by hearing the audiobooks. As you're cooking, as you're cleaning, as you're driving, as you're doing something, simply start listening to the audiobooks. Then that is as good as reading, by the way. That is as good as reading. Then as you keep hearing over and over and over and over again, the words start sticking in your mind. Because remember, the soul has a natural affinity for Krishna. It is the mind and intelligence which is not purified, which comes in the way. So we have to purify our intelligence. You have to purify the mind of its tendency to go and read all gossip and prajalpa and mundane news and what's on the internet. And this is my problem. I'm just sharing it. I get, oh, this happened here. Oh, that happened there. Because I do a lot of work on the computer. Oh, there's a landslide. Oh my God. I hope devotees are not affected. I hope people did not suffer too much like this. So the present world is a world of mass distraction. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says these are the weapons of mass distraction. Kali's program is very clever. He's very clever. He wants to keep us busily engaged in the things of this world so that we have no time to think of the real world. This is his program. So that is why Prabhupada has given us a very complete morning program. Hear the Gita, hear the Bhagvatam, begin your day with chanting, begin the day with prayers to the spiritual master, Nashikadev, Tulsiyati. All these things are for what? It's to purify the mind and prepare it for the day. Remember, how our day goes depends on what we do early in the morning. So therefore, early morning sadhana is essential for us to have that solid foundation for navigating through life. Otherwise, we are going to get, damadole all the time, because the material energy is very strong. We cannot pull against that current unless we are in firmly, steadily practicing Krishna consciousness. And for that foundation to happen, we must make efforts to rise early in the morning to chant our rounds, at least major amount. Of course, for women, it's very challenging. Early morning is the time when children have to go to school, their lunch boxes have to be packed, the husband needs his dabba, and so on and so on. So we may not get to our rounds till 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock sometimes, and that's okay. But as long as you make that time, that sacred time between you and Krishna, and really pray, oh Krishna, I really want to connect with you. I really want to engage myself in your devotional service. Krishna will help. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna will help. So we take one step towards Krishna. Krishna takes many, many, many thousands of steps towards us. And it's a daily progress. Every day we try a little bit more, like going to school. We're just like little babies now. We're just learning to crawl.
Thank you
We
much.
have a long ways to go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice question.
So, Mataji, I just wanted to ask you, this is Geeta once again. So, are you using, do you apply, I'm sure some of this, the Gita or the Bhagavatam knowledge that we have gained, in your the in application part of it when you're helping in marriage counseling?
Oh, absolutely.
Even if they are
What?
not, even if they are not in Krishna consciousness, and but you have to see who's receptive, right? Some people may not. I don't know how it works, but it must be very helpful in that area as well. If you can throw some light on that, Mataji.
Oh, yeah. It's not that I just get only Hare Krishnas. I've dealt with Christian, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, and all kinds of people. It's not like, in the course of your studies, as well as even later, I have come across many types of people who come for counseling. So we always try to help them understand the spiritual aspect. Remember, we can only overcome material problems by going higher in our spirituality. There is no other way to overcome it. Remember what Prahlad Maharaj says, material solutions to material problems create more problems. And sometimes the solution becomes more problematic than the problem itself. You remember that? So, just pushing the material energy this way, that way is not going to help us. Anything, we need to go higher in our own spiritual understanding as well as spiritual practice to overcome that obstacle, that difficulty, that challenge. That is why this Krishna consciousness movement has come to this world to help us all become spiritual. So even marriage is a sacred God ordained institution. The moment difficulties come is not the reason to, nowadays the people, they have a very skewed idea of what marriage is about. The moment there are problems, I will leave, go on to someone else. This is not going to solve the problem. The same problem will recur in the next marriage too. And that also I have seen one devotee telling me, oh, my first marriage was so difficult, so difficult. I was so fed up of my wife. I said, enough is enough. I took divorce and I married another one. And now I'm facing the same issues in this marriage also. So our karma we cannot escape. And we need to understand that all this is happening because Krishna wants me to get purified and come closer to him. So problems are not a reason to give up on the marriage or the partner or anything. Problems come to give us a chance to become closer to Krishna. And even research finds that when couples work through their problems, they become stronger, they become closer, and they become more spiritual because they're taking more shelter of Krishna.
That's true, Mataji. That's a beautiful one. Actually, in every situation, one should analyze why am I being given this situation, right?
Yes.
Then that's true. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, we have to work through our karmas. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Nice questions. So we have many, many people. Why is everyone so silent? And why is everybody not putting on their videos? I would like to see all of you, if possible. Oh, there we have all the beautiful faces of the devotees. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna,
So
Mataji.
nice to see
Uh,
all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis.
Thank you so much for this lecture class and such a beautiful question answer session and class, Mataji. I really appreciate Padmini Radha Mataji that um, she she keep program at your program at her home. And we could have your association. Though we meet in Gita Nagari, it was so short association. But today is so blissful, Mataji. So I don't have any question, but if devotees have any question, please go ahead and ask. Rupini Padma Mataji.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I did. Hare Krishna Mataji, Madanat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for your association. Madanat Pranam to you. And we are so fortunate because of this everyday chant Sangha that, we are able to meet devotees, although we are sitting in the comfort of our home. But Krishna and Srila Prabhupada are so merciful that, we are connecting with someone or the other from some program, some state in USA or the other, like it's really our big, big fortune. So it's so nice, Mataji, that firstly I wanted to appreciate that in spite of having a very high, like when we hear somebody having a PhD degree automatically, one thing rings in the mind is 8 years of education, you know. So it's like, in spite of having such a high, you're a highly educated person, you are still, pursuing this simple living, high thinking path of Krishna consciousness. So it is, all my, praises for you, Mataji. Very nice. And so nicely you talked about Bhagavad Gita. And one thing I liked is that I always felt that I have to start reading the first verse. And introduction is so long, 30, because like when we finish a personal reading, we go back again, starting. And I would never start the introduction. I would always start from the first verse, 1.1. So today you emphasize the importance of introduction, where Srila Prabhupada has stressed on some basic points. Of course, there are prayers there and other things which we can skip through quickly. But thank you so much for emphasizing that, because I'll make sure that I will do the introduction reading every time when I'm restarting. So there's always so much to learn. Something or the other we'll pick up from devotees. And I think it's because Krishna makes arrangement, like as you said, Maya is so strong that the Maya is saying, hey, skip the introduction, just start with the first chapter. I think Maya intervenes everywhere. That was very nice. And otherwise, it's just that, like, my question is related to one of the Matajis who asked. So what happens is that if I'm reading Bhagavatam, then I'm reading Bhagavatam only. That book is on my bedside, and I'll make sure that I'll read morning, evening, whenever I get time. So then what happens is the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavad Gita and other books, they go at the back. So now we are supposed to read Bhagavad Gita in the evening, Srimad Bhagavatam, even CC, and many other nectar of instructions, devotion. So for me, it becomes like, let me finish. And I know that I'll land up keeping Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam with me, but then I will lose out on this thing. So how do we, in a very strict way, follow what Srila Prabhupada has given, that every day evening is Bhagavad Gita, and then Bhagavatam in the morning. So is it that we at home also with our personal reading also should follow that? Because we see that at the temple, but we ourselves are not able to follow, and in the process we land up not reading Bhagavad Gita. So that's just my situation. If you can.
Well, this because we are so neophyte still, we don't have so much taste. It is better to read what you want to read. At least that way you have made a beginning. If you want to read Bhagavad Gita in the morning, read Bhagavad Gita in the morning. Don't stress about, oh, but in the temple they do that, but I'm not doing what they're doing in temple and all. If you have decided that evening is for Bhagavad Gita, then make it that way. Okay, evening I want to read Bhagavad Gita. In the morning I will read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Whatever works for you, but let's start reading Prabhupada's books. We are not reading. That is the problem. We are not in the reading habit. I'm preaching to myself here. We are not in the reading habit, and that's why we are losing out. Because remember, Prabhupada said, these books are not written by me, they were written by Krishna. And Prabhupada read his own books. So, and then when we read Prabhupada's books, we are associating with Prabhupada. That is very purifying. It's very, very purifying, very powerful. And it convinces us about what we are doing so that other people cannot sway us. Because remember, there are 10 people waiting to tell us you're a fool for joining the Hare Krishna movement. You're wasting your life. What are you doing, etc., etc. So, in order to arm ourselves with real knowledge, we need to read Prabhupada's books. If you want to begin with the small books, read Nectar of Instruction, Second Chance, Coming Back, whatever it is, do it. It doesn't matter. Let's make a beginning somewhere. And because we don't have that reading habit, it's difficult for us. If you say, I'm going to read 1 hour because Prabhupada said 1 hour, but we may not be able to do 1 hour right in the beginning. Read for 5 minutes, read for 10 minutes, but make it a daily habit. Just like you brush your teeth. Do you think about brushing your teeth? Every day you get up and you brush your teeth, right?
Yes.
So similarly, we must schedule some reading time. Make it 10 minutes, make it 15 minutes. Just after I have my shower, I offer my obeisance to my deities, I will sit down and read for 5 minutes. If you make that into a habit, that 5 minutes will start expanding slowly, slowly. It will become 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. And one fine day, you will be reading for 1 hour. But it is a great slow progress, we can't just jump into it, but at least we must make a beginning. It's like how we began with chanting 1 round, chanting 2 rounds, but we kept going at it, we kept it steady, isn't it? Then we reach 4, then we reach 6, and so on, and some of you may have got initiated also. But did we start with, at least I didn't start with 16 rounds. We started with 2 and 4 rounds, like that. Similarly, tell yourself, I cannot do 2 hours of reading every day, Prabhupada, but please help me to read your books for at least 10 minutes. At least let me make a start with 10 minutes of reading and take it from there.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. And sorry that we were not coming online because, generally when question answers we should, but otherwise we just want to focus on seeing you and what you're saying. So
That's fine. That's fine. Even my Guru Maharaj does the same thing. At question answer time, he requests that all the cameras be put on so that, because we are a personal movement, we are not impersonalists. Every soul is very unique and very dear to Krishna. There's nobody quite like Rupini Padma Devi Dasi.
no,
Only you.
like servant of everybody, and I'm really struggling with everything in my life. But I'm just, I just keep myself in the association of devotees, and my boat is kind of rowing.
Hari bol. Keep me on that boat too. Pull me aboard, please.
Please, Mataji, I need to come to your boat. My small boat, which is
I'm also
dingling like
floundering in the ocean. Somebody pull me up. Yes, we are all struggling. This material energy is very hard, but
yeah,
association of devotees gives us the strength to
yeah.
overcome all the challenges of Kali Yuga. Very well said.
Yes. And last thing I will say, Mataji, is like if you can come regularly on the call, I'm being selfish now because that's part of human nature. And give your association, whether it is once a week, once a month, or however it is, please stay connected with us because we really liked your class. And, I'm really thankful to Shama Rasika Mataji and all the others who are, like responsible for getting you here. Hare Krishna.
Well, I'm traveling around within America and I've visited 15 different places from April, doing seminars on marriage, parenting, family, Devi Varnashram farm communities, giving Srimad Bhagvatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita classes. And now I'm on my way back to India, Mayapur, with a brief 1 week stopover in London where I'll do some more preaching and then go back. So in India, I think it is evening. So
Yeah.
some kind of arrangement has to be done so that I know the time in India. And then if Shama Rasika is kind enough to allow me to serve you all again, I will be only happy.
We do have his Holy Shamik Rishi Maharaj from India. He travels, mostly stays in India. He gives classes from India. We have a lot of speakers giving class from India.
No,
Okay. Okay.
it's 4:50, Mataji. Right now it will be 4:50 p.m.
Okay.
And then daylight saving it will be 5:50 p.m.
Okay, that should work. I think it should work for me. I don't know. We'll have to see once I go back
Yeah,
how it will all work out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will keep in touch with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So, Mataji, would you like to share how you came into Krishna consciousness?
I'm fine with sharing, no problems, but I don't know if others have time. If somebody wants to leave, they can. I mean, I'm not holding anyone.
Yeah.
I came to Krishna consciousness in 2001, August, when I landed in America to do my PhD. You see, I had been practicing as a pediatrician for about 10 years. I'm a MD in pediatrics and newborn care. And in the course of my practice, I observed a lot of behavioral anomalies, a lot of challenges for parents managing their children. Children are becoming uncontrolled, children this, children that. And I was thinking, you can't address this with medication. This, I would sit down and talk to the parents and say, what is going on? What is troubling the child? I realized there's a lot of mental health issues and I want to learn about it. In those days, at least, there was no such thing as counseling, therapy, and all in India. It was straight go to psychiatrist and they give you pills. I didn't think that was the answer. I still don't think that's the answer for mental health issues. So that search brought me to America to do my PhD in marriage and family therapy. But being, in India, not knowing exactly the major, I enrolled for something called school psychology at Pennsylvania State University because I thought that will help me understand, because Most of the parents were coming to me complaining of scholastic difficulties, academic challenges like that. But after I landed in Penn State, I found out that school psychology is simply testing, testing, testing. I'm not here to test children. I want to do clinical work because I'm a clinician. I want to help parents. I want to help families. So I had to start searching all over again for a different major. And that took some time. And then I realized it's something called marriage and family therapy, which Penn State didn't have. So why did Krishna bring me to Penn State? He knew that there's no such thing which I want. He brought me to Penn State because of Gita Nagari. State College was very near because I had been praying in India, my dear Lord, please take me to a university where there's a temple. I don't want to lose, I felt it was very important that I should continue some form of worship. And I knew America is a place where it'll be difficult. So I was saying, in fact, I was writing to students here saying, is there any university which has a temple in it? And they said, there is no such university. So luckily for me, Krishna heard my prayer, and devotees from Gita Nagari were coming on campus and they were doing programs. One of my American colleagues gave me a flyer which said Penn State Vedic Society talk by Dr. Joshua Green on reincarnation or something like that. And I was looking at that flyer and I was saying, an American going to teach me about my culture? Huh, what is that? I was so arrogant. I thought I knew everything just because I'm Indian. Anyway, so I went for that program and I was hooked. The devotees were there. They were just mind blowing. They were so effulgent, shining, beautiful. They knew Sanskrit shlokas. They were quoting Bhagavad Gita verses. They were singing the Mahamantra. I was just amazed. I said, oh my Krishna, this is my culture and I don't know anything. Look at these people, how nicely they're doing. And I thought, the person who has made them devotees, he's got to be a genuine person. Because remember, in India, you see so many quacks, fake god men, god women, this, that. So even before I knew about Prabhupada, I knew something very genuine was here. That made me more curious. I started attending more and more programs. I never missed one single weekly session of the Bhakti Yoga Club. The prasadam had me hooked, I would miss some of my PhD classes, but I would never miss. And so many nice devotees started coming, senior devotees. And even Maharaj's first sannyasi I ever saw was Rompad Maharaj. And then Ravindra Swarup Maharaj, then Bhakti Tita Maharaj himself came. And finally, when I met my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami, and I asked the same question that I had been asking everyone else. But when my Guru Maharaj answered that question, my heart was totally satisfied. And I said, this is it. I am surrendering to this person. He is my guide. That time I didn't even know words like spiritual master, initiation, 16 round, this, that. I didn't know all. But in my heart, I knew this is a genuine holy person and he will guide me. So that's how I took shelter of him in 2001. That was November 13, 2001. I still remember. And in 2006, in Chicago, I got initiated by His Holiness Chandramauli Swami. That's how my journey began.
Very good. So nice, Matan. So nice to hear your spiritual journey. And fortunate to have you on call today, in your association today, guidance. Yeah. Chandramouli Maharaj is very wonderful and we love his classes and he's so enthusiastic. At this age also, he danced so enthusiastically in the kirtans. So nice.
Right. Yeah, dancing Swami.
Yeah. When we were in Bloomington, Illinois, we saw him first time. And he
Achha.
there
Nice.
for
Very
free.
nice. Very nice. Glad to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So yes, Mataji, I will coordinate with you for more classes. Just how you gave the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, I would like to give you the Bhagavatam set introduction also sometime. If you are, because there are some new devotees and they would like to have Bhagavatam set, so it will be helpful for them.
Sure. I'm here to serve you all. Thank you very much.
Geeta Mataji, she got the Bhagavatam set on this call. So that's
Oh, wow.
So we can chant her 3 times Hari Bol for Geeta Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. Hari Krishna. And Mataji, Sulekha Mataji has joined for the first time today. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Welcome, Sulekha Mataji. My humble obeisances to you. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to our Gurudev. I have seen you. I have seen you. Yeah.
I have been to Gita Nagari, Mataji.
Ah, that's where I met you.
Yes,
I
yes.
remember
Mataji.
seeing you and your smiling face. Yes, that's where I met you.
Okay.
Geeta
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Dandat Pranam, Mataji.
Pranam, Punjab Pranam. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Guru Maharaj.
There too at Geeta.
Yes.
Geeta Mataji and Sulekha Mataji for Geeta Nagari. Yeah.
Nice, very nice.
And Surinder Prabhu was about to come, but he had some plans, so he didn't come.
Acha.
Yes. So nice, Mataji. So if anybody has any question or comment,
We also have one very senior Prabhu, SK iPhone. My
Yes.
humble obeisances to you, Prabhu. You have been listening so patiently and giving us your gracious presence. I offer my obeisances and I seek your blessings.
yes.
This is all credit goes to Shama Raska Mataji.
All credit goes to all the Vaishnavas. Yeah. So he was the one, he was about to come, but he got plans later, so he couldn't come for Geeta Nagari.
Oh, well, there's always a next time, Prabhu. It's
Yes.
very nice if you could join us, because every year they're going to be doing, different programs glorifying Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. So Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj is my Shiksha Guru. In my heart, I accepted Maharaj as my Shiksha Guru because his devotees gave me so much mercy. He gave me so much mercy. So Gita Nagari is very close to my heart. That's where it all began with Radha Damodar for me.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. My obeisances to you and to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas.
Mataji, you are based of Mayapur, right?
Yeah, now I'm based in Mayapur since about 3.5 years, for about
Okay,
20
so
years.
you're traveling and preaching and traveling to USA.
Yeah, I came back to do some preaching and I was just going to go to a few places. I went to California, then Texas, then North Carolina, and I was heading back. But my Guru Maharaj called me and said, no, I want you to stay on. I want you to continue preaching in America. So I canceled all my air tickets and continued. 5th May, I was supposed to go back. So 5th May has become now 10th July, 11th July. So I've
You're
been...
following your Guru Maharaj's instructions.
Yes.
Yes, my Guru Maharaj's instructions are my life and soul. Actually, that time that there was a lot of tension between India and Pakistan. He said, I don't want you to go back now and be stuck in a country if it's going to war. I want you to stay on and preach here. So then I said, okay, Guru Maharaj, I canceled my tickets and started making plans to connect with more temples. I went to Farmington, Cincinnati, Columbus, that's in Ohio. Then I went to Sadhu Sangha because Guru Maharaj wanted me to go there. Then back again to Pittsburgh, New Vrindavan, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Cincinnati and Columbus. I went again because Guru Maharaj wanted me to do that, like that.
Yeah. So because of that, we could meet you, Mataji. So thank
Yes. Guru Maharaj is so merciful. He's giving me a chance to meet you all as well as serve you all. I am very blessed.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you to Maharaj.
Thanks to Maharaj.
So,
Yes.
Mataji, I had a question just in my curiosity as to, are you from East India? Originally?
No, I am from South India. I am from a place called Tanjore in Tamil Nadu.
Right. I know.
We are actually Maharashtrians settled in the south during Shivaji Maharaj's time. Actually, even earlier. My forefather, was a commander in the army of Shahaji Raje Bhosle.
Oh,
And he was given a kingdom in the North Arcot district of Tamil Nadu. His name was Vedaji Bhaskar Rao.
nice.
And since he ruled for 6 generations of my family settled there. And then slowly we became followers of Madhvacharya, Udupi Sri Krishna, and became Vaishnavas. And so we became South Indians. From Maharashtra, we became South Indians.
Right. So, Mataji, how come you chose Mayapur over Vrindavan in settling? Any, yeah, just wanted to know.
Well, my Guru Maharaj wanted me to go to Mayapur. I also wanted to go to Mayapur because I'm very scared of Vrindavan. There you make offenses, you get a lot of reaction. I didn't feel qualified. I felt Mayapur would be safer for me because I'm just a neophyte and prone to making a lot of errors and mistakes. And Mayapur Dham, you do get reaction, but it is very mild as compared to Vrindavan because Mayapur is Audarya Dham. And Mahaprabhu is very merciful and very forgiving, which I cannot expect in Vrindavan. So I'm still scared to go to Vrindavan.
Oh, this is the first time I'm hearing this, Mataji. Really?
Yeah, yeah. And they say even if you want to go to Vrindavan, you must first go to Mayapur Dham, take blessings of Mahaprabhu and Panchatattva, seek their mercy, pray to them, and then enter Vrindavan. This is what I've heard.
Yeah, I went to Vrindavan in January this year, and we went with another one from ISKCON only. We got a priest, and we went all over. And in the where the Modar Leela happens, there we got milk prasad. And from next day, Mataji, we got so sick. I mean,
Oh,
so this must be a reaction to something, really. We got so sick that I had to change my ticket also. So maybe true then. Thank you, Mataji.
thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Please accept mine, Adi Govinda Prabhu. You
Jai.
started this whole thing by
No,
inviting
no.
me to your home, and then I
No,
got
no,
so
no.
many opportunities through Shama Rasika Mataji. Please accept
It's,
my humble
oh
obeisances.
my
All
God.
glories to Prabhupada.
No,
All
no.
glories
It's
to
all
Guru.
devotees' mercy and Prabhupada's mercy, Mataji. Devotees are very kind.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
Um,
true.
so I just wanted to know, Mataji, if you may. Sorry, I overslept. I'm just catching up on my sleep from the week.
Yeah.
Um, what was your inspiration to get into Grihastha Vision team?
Oh, that was completely Mother Krishna Nandini's mercy. Completely. I swear to you. I was just a new student in the sense that I had just enrolled for a PhD in marriage and family therapy, and I had just started coming to Gita Nagari. That was 2001. In 2002, I had attended maybe some seminar or something, and she had seen me there, and so in 2002, she asked me, she said, I want you to join Grihastha Vision team. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're all Prabhupada disciples and I'm a neophyte. I don't know anything. So I told her, honestly, Mataji, I'm total neophyte. I don't know anything. I'm just starting my PhD also in marriage and family therapy. So even that field, I'm just, a beginner. She said, no, no, I still want you to join. I
Hmm.
was like, oh my God, because all the rest were Prabhupada disciples. Very
Hmm.
daunting. How can I join? I'm complete Buddhu over there. So then I wrote to my Guru Maharaj. I said, this Mataji is asking. I don't know what to say to her. I don't know anything. I'm still, learning about Krishna consciousness as well as beginning my PhD program. Guru Maharaj wrote to me and he said, you just try to learn, you just try to serve.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
all I did. 22 years with Mother Krishna Nandini under her loving care. And boy, how much he tolerated. All glories to Mother Krishna Nandini. She was very
Jai.
kind and very merciful to me. She allowed me, the space to learn, to grow, to serve her, to serve the Vaishnavas on Kriyas Vision team. I was just, when you're a doctor in India, you think you know everything.
Hmm.
So I came in with a lot of intellectual arrogance and I thought I knew everything. But she was very merciful, very tolerant, very patient, very kind. And by her mercy, slowly, slowly, I learned, to start behaving instead of misbehaving.
Oh.
I learned about Vaishnava etiquette. I learned, to be humble in front of, I'm still learning, to be honest. and so many things. And of course, my Guru Maharaj's merciful blessings. So that's how my journey in Grihastha Vision Team began. Initially, we were meeting all of us once a month on a conference call. Those days, we didn't have Zoom even. So there would be a conference call. Mata would arrange everything, and all of us from various parts of America would join in, and she would encourage us. She encouraged me a lot, especially, and I did a lot of voluntary seva for Grihastha Vision Team. I would answer all the anonymous letters that were sent by email, and I would, whenever I got a chance, I would do, seminars, presentation. And she was always very encouraging, even of the smallest little effort, like a baby learning to crawl. I would say, oh, I did this, I did that, and she would be very happy, very encouraging, very nurturing. She was the epitome of motherly love.
I
And
didn't
for
hear
me,
anything yet.
that was really
Can you
very
try calling them? Phone number is over there.
encouraging. That's how I
Wow.
began.
Wow. No, your Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada sent the perfect disciple to help the whole world. Thank you so much, Mataji. It's a very
Thank
important service and very significant service that you're
Please
doing.
pray for me. Please pray for me and give me your blessings, because, Grihastha Vision Team, we are just a grassroots organization of concerned people who have come together. We don't have any GBC standing. We don't get any GBC funding or anything. We're all, each of us, trying to serve Mother Krishna Nandini. And her vision was very broad, very big, and very deep, very ambitious. Like Prabhupada,
Mm.
she thought big. She said, our ISKCON society should be a shining example to the world of strong grihasthas, strong families, strong devotees, so that people will get attracted to Krishna consciousness. And she gave her life. She gave her life. She strived tirelessly to uplift grihasthas, to ensure that grihasthas also have legitimacy in our ISKCON society, not just, only renunciates or, everything. She
Mm.
wanted to show that every ashram is a legitimate ashram. We can all make progress from wherever we are.
Mm.
And especially, she wanted to please Srila Prabhupada, who had given her that order. So, Mother Krishna Nandini is legendary. She's an example. She's a very saintly Vaishnavi. And she was awarded the Janava Mata Award for exemplary leadership of the Grihastha Vision Team.
Wow.
She's not an ordinary person. And I was so privileged to learn with her, under her for 22 years. So now I feel, my gosh, Mother Krishna Nandini did so much. I must try to do at least a little something, at least something I must do to please her and to please the Vaishnavas, to please
It's correct.
Prabhupada, like
Wonderful.
that.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. I haven't had the fortune of meeting her. I just had the fortune of listening to her lecture that she gave in Washington, D.C. On SoundCloud. But through her disciples now, I'm feeling the mercy. So thank you, Mataji. Thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
service.
Thank you. Pray for me. Keep me in your prayers, okay?
No, you please keep us in your prayers.
I need all the blessings I can get, because this is not a very common area of preaching, and most people don't even know that I am preaching, for grihasthas and like that. So it is very slow. I have to depend on word of mouth, people telling other people like that. I don't have any, backing or anything like that. So I'm trying. So pray for me.
No, nothing. Sachi also wanted to say Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Sachi. Hare Krishna. Good to see you again. Where is Parth? Is he around?
He's downstairs.
Okay, tell him I remembered him, okay? And tell him I love it that he likes to read. I love it that he's reading about the great heroes. I saw him reading about the Maratha brave hearts.
Yes.
Yes, this is wonderful, Prabhu. To encourage the reading habit in children is to give them a great gift and save them from all this gadget addiction. So, this is glorious. I thank you for doing this. And I pray that more and more children become like Path, get into reading rather than all these rubbish gadgets.
He is just a reader, Mataji. He likes to do it. But
Wonderful.
he
Encourage
loved
it more and
to
more.
he loved to listen to you, especially when he found out that you're connected to our great lineage, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was telling him that this runs in the family. My grand uncle was like a divan in the sense that he
Hmm.
was cabinet secretary to Indira Gandhi and to later on 4 prime ministers actually: Charan Singh, Rajiv Gandhi, briefly, like that. So then there was some interim like that. So this Brahminical as well as Kshatriya tendencies are there in our family from many generations.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bharat. Nice to see you.
Yes.
My obeisances to you too. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Look forward to seeing you sometime soon.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So if there are no other questions, comments, sharings, maybe we can end the call. Shamarasika, what do you think?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. If nobody has any question or comments, we can end up the call here. Thank you so much for your time, Mataji, and we are so blessed to have you today.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. My
Allah-
obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Bye.
Jai Guru Maharaj. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय,
Jai.
दास ठाकुर की जय,
Jai.
प्रभुपाद
Promise the people.
Jai.
राष्ट्रपति की जय, भगवत गीता की जय,
Jai.
श्रीदेवी देवी दासी माता की जय.
Jai.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Papa, you
Hare Krishna.
Ada today.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.